This is simply unbelievable. In order to allow Pakistanis to use cheap and high-quality bolts, this bolt manufacturing workshop in Karachi actually used waste transmission steel plates to manufacture cost-effective steel bolts. The fresh steel plates that were just pulled back from the port are the raw materials for making bolts. Although these steel plates are not very thick from a distance, it takes a lot of manpower to unload them from the truck. These steel plates were a huge challenge for the workers. After a while, the steel plates became loose under the workers' holes. The workers who felt the danger quickly hid away. However, when the workers on the car were prying the steel plates under their feet suddenly slipped down. This frightened the workers. Fortunately, these workers were very strong, and the fire was extinguished without a doubt. After the steel plates were successfully removed, the workers' people will use gas-cutting guns to cut the steel plates so that they can be transported by carts. Then workers will put the steel plates on hydraulic maces and use hydraulic maces to cut the steel plates into steel billets of appropriate width. The steel billets just picked up will be transported to the open-air gate steel yard by tractors. Since there is no professional lifting equipment, workers will directly pull out the fixed pins of the tractor and directly lift the steel billets by gravity. The tractor is used to unload the goods. This is really a way to make do with insufficient equipment. Next, the workers will place the steel billets on the rail conveyor belt and pass them through the tunnel heating furnace, which is less than 100 kilometers long for high-temperature heating. And because the flame at the furnace mouth is a little big and it is not suitable for humans to take it directly with their hands, the workers will use iron hooks to pick up the hot steel billets and put them on the conveyor belt to transfer them to the magazine's workstation and then pass through several workers. The tacit cooperation of people repeatedly puts the steel billet into the machine to shape it and gradually reduce the diameter of the steel billet. This process seems very dangerous, but it is not safe at all. After the workers make the steel billet into steel bars of appropriate specifications, they can roll it aside and wait for natural cooling. Next, the workers will cut the steel bars into a certain length and put them into the cold drawing machine. In this way, when the steel bars pass through the wire drawing and grinding holes, they can not only get the more accurate diameter of the steel bar can also greatly improve its physical properties. Then the worker will insert the steel bar into the cold stew machine. The feeding mechanism will send out the steel bar of appropriate length. The mechanical arm will transfer the cut steel bar to the cold stew grinding hole. Then the steel bar will be squeezed vigorously by the cold stew wood to produce the Luotian head. Although this equipment is relatively old, but its overall production efficiency is still very high, then the worker will. The bolts are poured into the roller machine and some waste patch strips are added. In this way, the surface of the bolts is clean and smooth through continuous rotation, friction, and polishing. Next, the workers will put the bolts into the punching machine and quickly cut the bolt heads into the required shapes through the punching die. Don't look at the workers at this time. They still have a pair of skillful hands. Once they make a mistake, they have to go to the orthopedic hospital immediately. After the bolt head is processed, the workers will transfer it to the thread rolling machine. Next, this machine quickly rolls out standard threads. Since the Rowan rolling machine can produce net compressive hardness, its fatigue strength and torsional strength can be significantly improved.